Who are they opening for? Is it Metallica's?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Dude, these can't be all prog fans. There's not this many prog fans in the world.
This is from Rush live in Rio.
I thought it was like a festival or something.
Yes, it is. It's a festival of Rush fans to only see Rush. Yeah, Scott was like, hold on, are they opening for somebody? I'm like, dude, Rush is huge, and it was killing me.
Is Rush huge in the UK? We were discussing this earlier. I'm not. I like Geddy's vibe.
Oh, do
I like it.
Do you?
I like his vibe.
You guys, listen. We are here to deliver the top 5 reasons why Geddy is the greatest, and I am here to convince Scott Devine that this is true.
Number 1. What is number 1?
Reason number 1.
Reason number 1.
He's a riff monster.
He is a riff monster.
He's a riff monster.
I will give you that.
Got to play a couple of riffs.
Yeah. Which one do you want to kick off with?
Let's do Limelight.
And we're also going to show you how to play these as well. We will have some tab and notation down below. Check this out. So what's this called? Limelight.
Limelight. This is off of 1981, Moving Pictures, one of my favorite records of all time, which I have done a full breakdown for your channel.
Worth saying that Ian is a die-hard Geddy fan.
Yes.
Like, he's got like, you know, the bed clothing with like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Geddy on the pillows. And,
Oh, really?
oh, yeah. Emily told me right now.
I wish. Now I want some. Rickenbacker.
Cool space.
Just tenacious. And that's actually a really easy in to Geddy. And before we talk about the approach and the sound, let's just learn this line. We've got...
Playing it very delicately.
Yeah, I know. Yes. Because I think in order to learn it, I don't think you have to smash necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Right? So what if we're playing a B power chord?
Yeah.
An A power chord? And then we're playing E? Yep, open A. You got it. Open E, F sharp, G sharp, A, C sharp, A. So slowly. But. Yeah.
It is a wicked riff. Like,
It's
I really
so
love
cool.
it.
And he is playing it. I mean, if you want to get the spirit of it. Smashing.
We're going to talk about his Geddy's particular approach to technique as well, which is really where a lot of his tone comes from. What time signature is that in? 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Yes.
And that's like a Rush thing, isn't it? Like a lot of their riffs are in odd time signatures.
Yeah. But that one doesn't feel so odd to me. Like I didn't even know that this was an odd time signature thing when I first heard it.
Yeah.
The song is constructed so beautifully around it. The crowd starts singing this melody.
Black jazz bass.
Yeah.
It's in like, what is it?
Okay, yeah, so. Right, and again, if we're just learning it, I say you don't need to bust out the big smack sound. Just learn it sort of with a regular pull on the bass. Right? Right, so. Yeah.
You playing it?
And then he moves it up a minor third. If you hit it hard. And, you know, right away, it's almost like you can't not talk about his approach. He doesn't ever seem to play this way.
Ever.
Yeah. It sounds so silly. Like you said, like, oh, that's a very delicate way to play Limelight. Like, yeah. It's not that, it's this.
The first person I heard talking about this is Brian Bella. He was talking about this. where you swing like the string, imagine sort of like a golf club, boom, like going through the ball. Well, that's the string, this is the finger, boosh.
Yes.
You know, it goes.
Which is so different. Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely different to how I play normally. Yeah.
And there's such a commitment to it too, because you have to be, it becomes a percussion instrument.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that it isn't usually. I mean, you know, we're locking up with drums, but it really becomes like when you're playing this way, you have to really commit to where that is on the grid.
Yeah, and it's worth saying as well, when you watch Geddy play, this bit, check out his hand there.
Yes.
I love this vibe.
That is so cool, right? It's like he's back and forth.
He is, but he's not playing down here. You can't get this.
Right, yes.
He go.
Yeah. It's like the tension of the string is weird back there.
It's like an angry dog, you know?
Yeah. Can you do this thing that he plays? Like, oh man, that sounds terrible. Yeah.
I'm
right. You gotta mute everything.
Muting everything except for that note.
Almost like with a pick.
Yeah. I will say that, you know, like when you're looking at other people's technique like this, it doesn't like so much matter how they're doing it. Like if you can get the sound doing it another way, wicked. You don't need to do it. You know, that's why when I was doing that.
Almost like a chucking thing. Right.
If I was playing it live, I might go with something like that because it feels more comfortable to me. If I can get the sound, then who cares?
That's
you
cool.
know, Great vibe though, great tone.
He is just hitting the bass hard.
So we've done his riff monster. Number one. Number two was he plays with gusto.
Yes, he does.
Gusto.
Yes. Number three, he's also the keyboard player of the band.
And another monster riff.
Yes.
Was that the vibe then? Did he play like a lot of keys and then he went
he would
to
switch? Yeah, so he's at the keys station, sometimes also playing Taurus pedals with his feet.
I was gonna say, is there not sort of like, are we classing that in this, are we bulking this into the same point?
So many roles.
Are you robbing him of like an extra point?
extra
Could this
point.
video have been the sixth?
The 6 reasons.
Maybe it could, I don't know. Let us know
add
in the
it
comments
in.
below. Should this have been the 6 reasons?
Oh, there's so many reasons.
Geddy's amazing.
But yeah, he's at keys station. He's playing that riff, which on the keyboard is. Then he ends up playing a different line when he switches to the bass part.
Yeah.
But he's playing that on keys. He's even getting the mod wheel in, which is so hip. And maybe he's playing the Taurus pedals at the same time. I'm not sure. I think they had some early tracks. Like there was a bunch of production that Geddy wasn't always triggering, but he definitely was at times also stepping on Taurus pedals.
For the what are the Taurus pedals used
essentially organ pedals. They're set up like the black and white keys on a keyboard, and you just step on them and they fill a stadium with low end. It's very, very cool. But hey, before we move on from the keyboard thing, let's just learn that riff. Can we show him this riff?
Yeah.
Hard. Yeah. Check this out. You're playing a completely different bass. I've got this 80s Wall Mark I. Scott has a more recent Oliva Capolo jazz bass, active. And it's like, I've got some drive on this, but you get the spirit of the sound when you play hard. Like if you're not playing hard, well, there you go. That's the Geddy vibe. And it's just how you're playing.
Yeah.
And you don't have any drive. You don't have anything on it. If you just play that like Back by the Bridge kind of light, It's not quite the thing. Versus like, so if you don't have like a fancy active jazz bass or a wall, you can really get the spirit of Geddy without any pedals, without any special fancy bass, just by digging in. Yeah, right hand.
Yeah.
And it's like round wound strings, round wounds and right hand smash, and you'll get very close.
Are you doing anything like specific with your, like the EQ or anything like that?
I just have a little bit of amp emulation on this, so I'm not using any overdrive. I'm letting the overdrive from the HX Stomp inside of the Ampeg SVT model. Geddy never used that, but I just like the sound of it. But again, if I'm playing light, it's not the sound.
You need the clank, don't you?
Yeah.
The signature clank.
Gotta have the clank.
Yeah, yeah. Now the next point is that he's obviously, and you'll have caught this already, he's an incredible singer.
Oh.
Incredible.
He's also the singer, dude.
He's also the singer.
Oh, the lead singer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a little bit of a range. Check this out. This is bonkers. I dig it. Like, if I was going to be a singer, I'm not sure I would be going for that kind of thing. I'm just throwing out there.
Oh, I know, right.
It is incredible.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, you said
crazy.
it was kind of like a Coverdale type of vibe. No, not David. Not Coverdale.
Robert Plant.
Robert Plant kind of vibe.
Yeah, I think when they first started, the first Rush record, self-titled, there's a lot of tunes where he sounds like Robert Plant was the big influence.
Yeah.
And they sounded like Zeppelin to me in the beginning, and then they really morphed into this crazy like prog band.
Yeah. Love it. Finally, we've got one, and it's back to the tone thing actually.
Yeah.
This is the fifth and final point we wanted to jump into today, and you've kind of got a story to tell around this.
Check this out. Yeah. So I've seen Rush a lot, and I saw them on the R40 tour, and that was after Geddy got into bass collecting. For the longest time, he didn't care. He says, he didn't care. Played a Rickenbacker for a long time, then a jazz bass.
Yeah.
Then there was the Wall era. There was a short Steinberger era. Then he went back to the jazz. But I mean, I'm talking like he would commit to sometimes like a decade with an instrument, or years and years, records and records with the same instrument, never really cared. And then at some point, he was like,
Then he saw he saw what was on the other side of that.
It's like, this is a thing that I've been playing and making my career on.
Saw the error of his ways.
Yeah, and he was like, I should know about what this is. And he wrote a book. It's called like the Big Bad Beautiful Book of Bass or something like that, right?
It's a big book of bass.
Yeah, and it's very cool. And he got into collecting. And I saw him on the R40 tour. He had probably about 20 instruments on that tour. And I've got to tell you, between the Rickenbackers, the jazz basses, the P basses, the Thunderbirds, the Zematis.
Oh yeah, the Zematis he had as well, yeah.
And you know what? He kind of just sounded like Geddy Lee.
Yeah. Which is the fifth and final point, is that he can play any bass.
Yeah.
And he just has his sound baked in.
Yes.
To his physical approach to playing the bass. I know we've spoken about that a lot today, but it's everything, every bass, the Rickenbacker, the jazz bass, the Steinberger, it all
sounds like Geddy.
To me, it just sounds like Geddy.
That's what I thought too, especially when I was younger and hearing him. I had no idea that I was listening to him play different basses over eras. And then I think we really hear with our eyes. Sometimes you see a bass and you're like, oh, of course that's a Wall. Of course that's a jazz. But so many people can't even tell what he played on Moving Pictures, which is the seminal record. And so if Geddy sounds like Geddy, you can sound like you on any bass too, right? So I think even if you don't want to play like Geddy Lee, I mean, I almost never play that way, but I think it's a cool skill to have, to be able to pocket lines versus this.
Yeah.
It's just such a different approach to playing the bass, and it is a sound and a vibe that you should absolutely get into your playing.
We did it?
Dude, okay, let me ask you. Did I convince you?
Yeah! Like, I was still surprised that all of them people were at that concert. But yeah, like I dig it. I dig the prog. I'm a prog fan.
Yeah, are you?
No. No. But it's like close to fusion, and I'm like a huge fusions fan.
Yeah.
So, like, kind of. Maybe. Now, remember also to grab the PDF with the tab and notation and all of that good stuff. The URL is in the description as well, so you can learn all of those mighty cool bass lines. And if you think of anybody else that you want us to do a video like this on, you know, a bass player that you might be a huge fan of, let us know in the comments. We'll go through them comments, and then we might choose your video and we'll make it for you. Other than that, take it easy, and I'll see you in the shed. And where are you going to see them?
I'm going to see them also in the shed.
You need to get a shed.
I do.
We'll see you in the shed. See you. Bye-bye.